Um, I wanted to touch base with you guys because it's been a very busy couple days. My voice obviously out, but I wanted to just use this opportunity to kind of keep everybody informed on some of the journey. I have two things to talk about today. Number one is the journey as an entrepreneur in general, which I've spoken about in the past after I had my surgeries. And the second thing I want to talk about is who I really serve and if I'm doing a good job of it or not. First of all, on the journey part of things, not to make this too extensive, one of the best things and the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is that you always are solving problems that somebody else solved. I think inherent to that's the part that keeps you from getting bored. That's the part that gets me up in the middle of the night or early in the morning. But it's also like being a high stakes poker game. You don't have to necessarily risk everything all the time, but you're really laying it out there, both financially, emotionally, sometimes even like this physically. And as I approach that third trimester, I just turned 59 and I use 60 as my turning point when I'm going to be entering the third trimester. Hopefully, I'll live to 90, like my grandfather did. I think about it because I really can't imagine having it in any other way. Even if I worked for somebody in the sense of larger an employer or anything, I don't think I could work in a job because the thrill, the excitement, the energy, the ability to constantly be fixing things and not waiting for somebody else to do it is inherent in the nature of being an entrepreneur. And I think any of you who are listening to me or watching this, especially if you're a Gen Xer, can understand what I'm talking about. I think there are two types of people in this world. There are people who enjoy the security or the perceived security of a job and somebody telling them what to do, and there are those that do not. And I fall into the latter category. And although I have tried working at jobs in the past, and I'm very capable of being the best employee, excuse me, um, it has to be under the guise of being independent to solve problems. So today, when I woke up and I wasn't feeling my best and I had a lot of stuff going on, it really struck me that um, I have mixed emotions some mornings about why am I in the position that I'm in, that I'm throwing it all out there and starting over with this new AI stuff, not literally giving up all of that I've built, but rather like acting like a kid again, starting over with learning and being the best person and expert in this field that nobody else is an expert at, really. And I think it's because there's a part of me that just couldn't live with the idea that I just sat idly by twiddling my thumbs for the next 25, 30 years while everybody else did that. So if you know the feeling, you know it. And if you don't, I invite you to experience it. Okay, the second part, who am I servicing and am I doing a good job of that? I would be nothing if I wasn't serving other human beings. And in a world of end stage capitalism, with me being a capitalist my whole life, I feel like that's the thing that's going to save my bacon. Am I doing a good job of serving everybody? No, I suck at it. But I sincerely get up every morning appreciative and grateful for everybody who believes in me, supports me, has faith in me, even when I let them down. So today I got some emails from some clients that have done just that. They've been amazing human beings, supported me and financially and otherwise trusted in me. And I've let them down because I have been trying to service the first part, which is the entrepreneur side of me, the part that can't sit idly by just doing the routine stuff and, phoning it in. And to those of you who are my clients now or believe that applies to you, my apologies. And I owe you more and better, and I intend to do so. But that juggling act reminds me of the thing that I famously talked about when I was having my back surgeries and when I talk about raising kids. You always, as the pilot of an airplane, especially a large commercial airliner, and I'm a pilot, but I don't fly commercial, I fly private. You always are responsible as the pilot to put your oxygen mask on first in the event of an emergency. Why? Because otherwise the plane crashes. And so even to those people who put their faith in me and I'm letting them down a little bit because I'm dividing my attention, I assure you, I will not stop until I make right by you. And I don't feel I've done anything wrong. I just feel like you've had to make space in your world for the things that I'm doing as an entrepreneur because I believe that those will benefit you and me as well as everybody else in this human beings and humankind in general. Not in a grandiose scale, but in a first world kind of way. So I want to thank you for your indulgence in that regard. And I have spoken to many of you personally, but I am servicing the people who put their faith in me, who are either agency owners, business owners, even corporate companies who hire me. And I'm doing the things that I do because I believe that's going to make me a better expert, a better solution provider for you going forward, not for selfish reasons or lazy reasons. And I intend to do better. That's it. So I feel my conscience will be cleared by doing this mea culpa today, but also perhaps some of you can share in those feelings that you wake up sometimes feeling a little down because you realize that you're letting down the people who supported you at the same time you haven't achieved your goal yet. But I'm not a quitter, and I don't feel like I'm even going backwards. I feel like every day more and more we're getting closer to this ultimate goal. For those of you who are agency owners and are interested in what I have to offer, I had 4 remarkable conversations yesterday with agency owners where I'm able to provide an immediate value-added win because many of you have clients that are using antiquated systems, throwing lots of money away. For example, one client, prospective client, I should say, has a client of his that was using HubSpot at $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year of free money that we can fix by putting them into a different solution with the Minute Launch AI system and a couple of the key components. So if you are an agency owner or you're an implementer and you're interested in discussing what these things mean, I would love to have a free call with you. You can hit the button at the top of WPLaunchify.com or Minute Launch. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys very much for coming on board and listening to me today. And I do hope that if I'm speaking to you personally, it resonates. And I'm off to see somebody on a personal appointment today, hopefully with good success. See you guys soon.